We got two giveaways, and it's time to bounce back. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and Tuesday sucked. I woke up sick, and I ended the day 1-4 on the straight bets, and then I see Isaiah Collier miss our double-double for the dog of the day by one single assist. Painful day. I'm ready for Wednesday. But we got two giveaways. So we're going to give away $15 to two different people. All you got to do is like the video, be subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment below. We will pick two random people. Haven't done a giveaway in a while, and just want to give back a little bit. So let's get right into it, though. And we got to start with the dad joke. So here we go. What does an escalator say when it stops working? Nothing. It just stares. Not bad. In this video, we're going to recap that terrible day on Tuesday, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the small forward position, and then we got the G's of threes like every Wednesday. We're going to talk back-to-backs, no leans. To be honest, it's kind of a miracle I'm doing this video. I had to take a nap before recording just to kind of get through it. So no leans. I'll give you two best bets. I got a dog of the day, and then we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that hype button as well if you're on mobile. And leave a comment if you have any time at all. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you just have to hit that subscribe button. It's just the rules. So let's get it started. And that means it's recap time. Holy monkeys. Tuesday sucked. My goodness. Suns and Pistons moneyline parlay. Guys, this was looking pretty comfortable. We won it, but it was sweaty down to the wire in both games. What a phantom foul call on Jamal Murray's game-tying three. Luckily, he missed a free throw, and it didn't matter when they were up three. Man, that was absolutely sweaty, but we will take the winner. Zion, I am excited to see how many potential assists he had in that game because from what I watched, I saw at least a few opportunities for assists. His teammates sucked and they didn't get the job done. He ends with 2 assists. Unfortunately, with assists, you need your teammates to come through. So we'll see what he ends up with the potentials there. But Mikal Bridges under 14.5 points. The entire team is healthy. It's a tougher matchup for him. And what happens? Right out of the gates, he scores 9 points in the first 6 minutes. It was just the Mikal Bridges show out of nowhere. He ends with 9 points at halftime, and then I think he has 11 after the third quarter. So again, finally the game is being played against him like I anticipated it would. But then he hit a couple shots, I think one on an alley-oop and stuff, and he ended up going over. He had I think he ended with 18 at the near the end of it. So again, just bad luck. Not just bad luck, bad read. He went over and I just didn't think he'd be as involved in the offense. And then Kenrich Williams, holy crap. Over 15.5 points plus rebounds. He has gone over in every single game he's played more than 20 minutes. He played a little less today, and he actually did nothing. I mean, didn't shoot, didn't do anything. It was straight cardio. My fault on that read. Again, he's been crushing it with everybody out, but today he decided I'm going to go back to being Kenrich Williams. So, again, I should have probably put a half unit. That's my regret there. But the last one, Asar Thompson, rebounding props are starting to irritate me. I'm not going to lie. Jalen Johnson just a couple days ago had no interest in rebounding after getting like 15 plus in 3 straight. Asar Thompson, he didn't have much interest either, but here's the problem. Foul trouble. He played 19 stinking minutes because he couldn't keep his hands off of anybody. 19 minutes. Just brutal. Again, one of those losses you get when you bet over. So we just got to take it. And then the dog of the day, I would bet that a million times. I mean, we're talking about 2-1, and he ends with, 12 points and 9 assists, I think it was. Just brutal. So there's the underplayer prop record. Again, we had been rolling up around 12 units, and this took a nice little chunk out of it. Unfortunately, that just means we are due on Wednesday. But that's what we got for the recap on Tuesday. Now let's talk the small forwards. Alrighty, here are the defenses giving up the most points to the small forward position. All these are in the last 15 games. If the team or players in green just means they're playing today. We got 2 matchups, though. Hawks facing Jaylen Brown, 29.4 points per game. And the Knickerbockers facing Brandon Ingram, 20.6 points per game. Knicks giving up over 26. And then you see the other teams and players playing today. Laurie, second night of a back-to-back after an illness. We will find out if he plays or not, but that's what we got for the points. Now let's check out the rebounds, and we have 3 matchups. The Grizz facing Con Knipple, averaging 6.3 rebounds per game. Grizz giving up the most in the NBA to small forwards. Knicks facing Brandon Ingram yet again, 6.2 rebounds. Knicks 10.07 given up. And then the Hawks facing Jaylen Brown yet again. So 2 repeats here. As you see, Jaylen Brown averaging 7.9 rebounds per game in the last 15. So Let's move over to the assists now, and the Pacers facing Ayo Dosunmu. Again, he plays some shooting guard. When it comes to shooting guard, small forward, power forward, sometimes they can get a little intermix nowadays. But he's up there. And then the Hawks yet again facing Jaylen Brown, averaging 5.1 assists. So that's what we got for any overs. Now let's check out the unders, and there they all are. I won't say all of them, but these are the fewest points allowed, fewest rebounds, and fewest assists to the small forward position. You see the Spurs up there leading the way. Lakers fewest rebounds, Celtics fewest assists as well, and that's the teams that are playing today. So that's what we got for the small forward. Now it's time for the G's of threes. Like we do every Wednesday, we talk the hottest three-point shooters in the NBA the last 8 games. You have to have taken 40 or more threes and shoot 40% or better. And here's page 1. If they played less than 8 games, we put the mark here just so you guys know. But Dunkin' Donuts, how about shooting 50.8% there in the middle of the page? Moses Moody, 52.8%. That is not too shabby at all. You still got Klay Thompson up here. Champagny, Wet Bananas, 41%. So on and so on. So again, hope this helps. And on the right side, our defense is giving up the highest three-point percentage in the last 8 games, just to kind of help you out with some matchups as well. As you see, the Nets are blowing the competition out of the water, giving up 43.1% to their opponents from beyond the arc. So that's what we got for page 1. Now let's check out page 2. We got AJ Green up there, 48.1%. Malik Monk is back and shooting 50% from deep. Jalen Tyson just having a great breakout year for him, 51.1%. They will be without Garland and Mobley today. Then you keep going down. Zach LaVine in 7 games, 47.7%. And Kawhi Leonard is just scorching the earth on fire. This was before the Utah Jazz game, but 51.2%. So that's what we got for the G's of threes. Now let's talk some back-to-backs. We got 2 teams on a back-to-back. We got the Knickerbockers, 2-4 ATS, and the Jazzerbockers, 6-4 ATS. That is on 0 days rest. That's what I got for all the research help. Now it is time for the best bets. All right, here we go. Like I said, I did not have time for some leans. Got to get to bed and hopefully get better here. But I got 2 best bets, and then we're going to go over a dog of the day. This first one takes us out to Memphis, where the Grizzlies host the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets minus 1.5, total 230.5. My best bet here, it's just taking the better team. Give me the Hornets minus 1.5. Got this at minus 110 on BetMGM. Half unit play like I usually do on these game bets. This is just flat out the better team. I know it doesn't always work that way, but they have a winning record with all their studs in the lineup. They're only a 19-28 team, but that's just really not who they are. They're about a 500, slightly above 500 team. They had an awful start, lots of injuries, and this is the first game of a back-to-back for them. So if you are looking at LaMelo props, he does usually play less minutes, just so you guys know. But last 8 games, Charlotte, number 3 net rating in the NBA. I did not stutter on that one. That is correct. Grizzlies, 20th in net rating. These 2 teams, in my opinion, heading in opposite directions. John Morant's still out. Zach Edey's still out. Tyler Jerome. I mean, they got injuries. But some numbers. Hornets have been an impressive 15-10 ATS on the road this year. Grizz, 9-13 ATS at home. Hornets 7-3 in their last 10 games. Grizz 4-6 in the last 10 home games. By the way, the Hornets 7-3. I don't know if I said it. That's their last 10 road games, not just games overall. And the last 4 road games for the Hornets, they beat the Lakers by 18, then had a bad game, lost to the Warriors, beat the Nuggets by 23, and beat the Magic by 27. I mean, they have been absolutely crushing teams. They just have too many weapons, in my opinion. Miller's playing well now. Con Knipple, Miles Bridges, still got LaMelo, some other role players stepping up. They're playing some good basketball. I like them here. So give me the Hornets minus 1.5 as my first best bet. All right, before we get to the next bet, it is time for the Kalshi trade of the day. And now, if you guys are not a part of this website, I'm telling you, you are missing out. It is federally regulated in all 50 states. Click that link below in the description to sign up. Deposit your first $100, and then you get a $20 bonus credit. You can trade on anything. So many different world events, movies, music. It doesn't matter. We stick to sports. There's also live betting as well. Just a lot of fun. So we're just going to show you just kind of how it works. We're going to go to that Charlotte and Memphis game. That we just talked about a little bit, obviously, and you can bet, money line. They have props already out. They're going to have more before tip-off, but we're going to see spread and total. It says Charlotte wins by over 1.5 points, 55 cents for that contract right there, and I'm going to throw $5 on it. Again, I already bet this on the sports book. You could go alt lines if you wanted, 4.5, 7.5, which I thought about doing as well. But anyways, yeah, that's our call sheet trade of the day. The link is below in the description. Now back to the video. All right, we got a battle of Texas where the Rockets host the San Antonio Spurs. Rockets minus 2.5. Total in this one, 220.5. How about a 1 unit under? Give me De'Aaron Fox under 17.5 points, minus 108 on DraftKings. Let's talk about this one. This is a tough matchup for him. I need to get these unders rolling again. But Fox with a healthy roster. We're talking Wemby, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Dylan Harper, all these guards that they have. With that, all those guys playing, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, he's under this line in 6 of 9 games, averaging just 15.56 points per game, only averaging 12.8 field goal attempts. So it's not like he's a guy taking 18 to 20 shots or anything like that in those 9 games when everyone is healthy. He's under this line overall in just 6 of the last 10 games as well. 2 of those 4 overs were Utah and Milwaukee. I could go over versus them. But he just faced the Rockets last week. He played 32 minutes, scored 14 points. The matchup versus Houston, we know the Rockets have great defenders everywhere, especially now Tari Eason is back as well. I think he's going to be in the starting lineup to go along with Amen Thompson and some other guys. So in the last 7 games, now they're getting healthy again. Rockets have given up the 3rd fewest points per game to point guards. Here's some recent point guards versus Houston. This is crazy. 6 of the last 7 have gone under their points line. We're talking point guards here. Cade Cunningham, how about 12 points in 37 minutes? De'Aaron Fox, we already said, scored 14. Jeremiah Fears scored 2 points. Line was 12.5. DiVincenzo and Mike Conley combined for 14 points with Anthony Edwards out. They held SGA to 20 points. I mean, some really great work versus elite point guards. Fox takes most of his shots with those above the break threes. Rockets rank 2nd in the last 10 games. Rockets are 5th versus catch and shoot and also 12th versus pull-ups overall. 2 other types that he plays, or there's 2 other shot types as well. Rockets, though, the one worry here is they're not great against pick-and-roll ball handlers. They're just 21st in the last 10 games. But again, I don't think that one thing is going to make him all of a sudden score 20-plus points. So overall, I think he's going to need an efficient night. We got everyone healthy here. Another tough matchup. Give me De'Aaron Fox under 17.5 points. That is my second best bet. And now it's time for the dog of the day. All right, let's get back on track after just barely missing the dog of the day yesterday. This one is ugly, and honestly, I might add another one, player prop wise, in the morning after I get some sleep and kind of analyze this slate even more. But this one, Jazz on the money line, plus 330 on DraftKings. I mean, again, I know we just lost on Isaiah Collier by 1 assist. We're going back to this Jazz team, but should the Warriors be minus 425 favorites on the road versus anyone really? No Jimmy Butler. Steph is probable. Kuminga is out for this game as well. They played 5 games without Butler. They're 2-3 without him. Lost by 14 in Miami. Lost by 37 to the OKC Thunder. Lost by 25 to Minnesota. That was also a Steph. That game actually should just be thrown out. No one played. But Curry has to absolutely dominate every night. Could he do that? Of course. It's the Jazz defense. But this offense can really struggle if he has a tough game. In fact, in a recent game, even when he does play well, where they didn't have Butler versus the Mavericks, Steph had 39 points. They lost by 8 points. No other starter had more than 12 points. So again, you're not going to count on Draymond Green to carry the load or anything like that. It's going to be guys like DeAnthony Melton and players like that. But the Jazz, I mean, they suck. What else do you want me to say? But they are on a back-to-back. We just saw they played decent on a back-to-back against the spread-wise. Keontae George didn't play the first leg. It was just for rest. I fully assume he's going to play in this one. So he obviously one of the best players, going to be rested here. Not sure if Laurie plays. He was battling an illness and then played this first game of back-to-back. Maybe they sit him. But Jazz, again, they're at home. They're 10-15 at home, straight up. Doesn't sound great. It is actually really good, especially for this team. I think the Warriors are just kind of a mess right now. Getting plus 330. Again, we're playing on the odds. If we're flipping a coin, no, I probably don't think the Jazz win, but it's all about the odds here. We cashed them at home as 7.5-point underdogs for our first dog of the day winner this year against the Mavs. Let's see if we can do it again. Give me the Jazz on the money line as my dog of the day. And like I said, I may add another dog of the day as well as added plays, and those would be in the pinned comments below, so keep an eye out for that. But before we get out of here, let's check out that recap. All right, these are my 3 best bets so far the night before. There are more coming, so be sure to check the pinned comments and the website, of course, just to betoutside.com. But here we go. Hornets minus 1.5 for a half unit. De'Aaron Fox under 17.5 points at minus 108 for a 1 unit. And then the dog of the day, the Jazz on the money line. It is a big dog today, plus 330 on DK. I may add another one, player prop dog of the day as well, but that's a quarter unit. So That's what I got. Again, thank you guys for watching. As always, really appreciate the support and the comments. And speaking of that, be sure to leave some comments below. Have a chance to win that $15 giveaway for 2 different people. But hope you guys have a great hump day, and we'll talk to you soon.